about right. That's all time. That's all time.
Derek Jeter is top 3 shortstop.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Tanks and Tuddies presented by Tubbs and Franke. Playoffs have started. The NFL season is going. As you guys can see, I got the Amon-Ra jersey on. Frankie's getting into the baseball spirit. You're going to see me looking this way quite a bit this episode. I've got the Tigers on right now. They're playing playoff baseball. Very exciting. The Brewers are up pretty much right after this. So we got it all going this episode. So there's going to be lots of interruptions. It'll be very funny. But yeah, we're going to talk all of it. MLB playoffs starting. A little bit of college football, not too much this week. And then NFL. Right now, the Tigers have a 3-0 lead, top of the 8th, runner on first, 2 outs. And Houston's going to the pen, so I can focus on you guys for a little bit. So let's get right into it. Frankie, why don't you hit them with the updates?
Yeah, so if you are currently watching this, I need you to go like this video on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. I will make a deal with anybody. As you can see here, just 9 subscribers. If we can get up to 25 subscribers this week, I will personally do a $25 giveaway. Not starting too big. We got to start small, grow the listening. All you got to do is like, subscribe, and then comment your World Series winning team to the video on YouTube. And like I said, I will do a random $25 giveaway, straight cash, straight to your Venmo, PayPal, whatever you want it to. All we just need is you to comment on the video and you to subscribe. So also, I am running a NFL DFS contest this week. It is a $5 single entry contest on DraftKings. Top 20 get paid out. There's a max of 100 entries. If we don't get 100 entries, contest resizes itself. So the less people, the more people that get paid. So that link is also right down below in the bio of this video. I can also put it on our TikTok. So if you're watching a TikTok video, just go to our bio. You can click on the YouTube link and get it from there. Otherwise, yeah, so that'll be a fun little contest that we're doing this week.
You guys can save your money. I'm going to win it. So just don't even worry about it.
Not if I'm in it.
Well, technically we can both win. So that's incorrect.
True.
But Dynasty update. We had some changes, big changes. We played a lot last week. We did get through the season. We'll start with Minnesota. Myself ended up making the college football playoff at 9-3. Had a bad loss to Ohio State. Really tough on the road there. Got matched up against Penn State in the first game and got absolutely smacked. I lost 34-14. Had no chance. I was actually up 14-7 as well. So similar to a team of yours. What are we doing? What are the Tigers just fucked up big time? Sorry. I'm going to try to zone in here. I won't talk about the game until it's over. But Penn State did end up going all the way and winning it. So we lost to the champs. I decided to stay and run it back at Minnesota. Ended up with the 10th ranked recruiting class in the nation. The only reason I ran it back is because I didn't get any good offers. My best offer was Northwestern head coach. And then I even thought about taking the head coach job at Troy. Didn't do it. Running it back in Minnesota. Hopefully we get some better offers next year. I think we haven't played a game yet, right? Or we played a couple? No, we played a couple. I think.
We played a couple.
Yep, I'm undefeated. And then you had some big changes. Why don't you go ahead and talk about your changes?
Yeah. So Coach Richard Suckins did indeed suck and is out as the offensive coordinator at Kentucky. I did indeed get fired. We won't talk about last season. That's in the past.
2-10. 2-10. You went 2-10. And you won your last game. 2-10. It's really bad.
I did, yeah.
2-10 in a video game.
Yeah, 2-10. Okay recruiting class. I think it was like top 50. I guess it's average and not that great, but
yeah.
Fuck Kentucky. They suck anyways. I did take the first offer that I got. Head coach at San Diego State. We are in Aztec now. We're moving across the country. Probably a better fit for me. Like I said last week, got to knock down a peg, go to a smaller school, kind of rebuild there, and build up my resume before coming back to a big school. I was excited. I'm not going to lie. I was like, man, San Diego State seems like a fun school. They have sick jerseys. I got there. The first thing I did was went to set up my recruiting board and saw that it was all 2 stars, which is understandable. It's a smaller school. The roster is rough. It is not that great. I think my running back is like a 78. My quarterback is an 81. My offensive line has one starter that is over a 75, I believe. So I don't get much time in the pocket. Defense is actually all right, which is kind of surprising. I've started off 1-2. I lost to Oregon State and I lost to UCLA. And then I got a win against FAU, which was a crazy game. I was down 21-0 at half. And then I started piecing together some drives, scored to make it I was down 20-0 at half. Sorry. Scored to make it a 20-14 game at 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, I believe is what it was. Got the ball back on a 3-and-out. Maybe it was a pick. I don't remember. I texted you about it. Ended up getting my first 2 plays were horrible. Didn't get anywhere. 3rd down, 7 seconds left. Had to go 60-something yards down the field. Broken play. Dropped it in the breadbasket for my receiver who ran 67 yards down the field, scored a touchdown, went for 2, took the lead, and ended up winning. I have to correct myself again. Won 22-21, not to 20. But so we are 1-2. I'm recruiting a lot of guys that I probably don't deserve. I know Jake and I are both in on a 5-star recruit that I am actually in the lead for. If I get that, that's turning point number 1. Get one big recruit and the rest will start flowing in.
Yep.
I had to completely rehire my own staff, which I didn't know you had to do as a head coach, which probably should have known that. But so I went strictly recruiting guys. Offensive coordinator is a recruiting genius. Defensive coordinator is also a recruiting genius. So I'm hoping that once we start recruiting enough guys, we start building up wins, and then I can upgrade my coaches to be more on-field specialists. So I like what we're doing so far. I think I can go 7-5, maybe 8-4. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll be playing this week for sure. Locks and long shots then?
Yeah.
All right, last week I had a great week on the locks. 4-1, bringing me to 33-24-1 on the locks. We had Bears -2.5 versus the Rams. They won. They covered. Jets -7.5 versus the Broncos. They lost outright. I had them in the elimination as well, so I'm done. Bengals -4.5 versus the Panthers. That cashed easy. Bucks +2.5 versus the Eagles. They won outright. And then Lions -3.5. They crushed. So this week we're running it back with 4 locks again. I did have 5 last week, but I'm trying to eliminate that 1 loss. I'm going to go undefeated. So this week, Falcons -1.5 versus the Bucks. They're due for a win. The Falcons are due. I've seen the Bucks look bad against the Broncos. Hopefully the Falcons watch the Bucks tape. It's Thursday night. It's going to be a weird game. Take the Falcons -1.5. Then next up, we got the Vikings -2.5 versus the Jets. The Jets are frauds. I've seen enough. That game was disgusting. Aaron Rodgers looked horrible. The weather was terrible, but this game's over in London. Rodgers is going to get in some weird shit in London. And unfortunately, the Vikings are for real. Sam Darnold looks great. Their defense looks good. The Packers did expose them in the second half, so we'll see if the Jets can feed off of that. But I like the Vikings by a field goal. Next up, Ravens-Bengals under 50.5. The Ravens defense is very good, and the Bengals defense needs to wake up. It's looked horrible the last 2 weeks. But at 50.5, this is an incredibly high total for an NFL game. So either the Ravens win big and it stays under, or it's a defensive game somehow. I picture this being a 28-14 game. I think the Ravens win big, but we shall see. Hopefully it's just not a shootout, because the Bengals offense did look great last week. So that's what scares me. But Ravens defense looks great. Bills -1 versus the Texans. Last lock here. This is a bounce back game for the Bills after the Ravens just exposed them on Sunday night. The Texans haven't impressed me yet. They had a late win over the Jags, who are bad. I'm not going to blame this on anybody for the Texans. They're just taking a step back after an unreal year last year. Take the Bills here and pick them for sure.
Weren't
And then
the Texans were favored, weren't they?
Not what I saw. I saw Bills
I
-1
thought
when I looked.
so when I did Paige's picks and everything. I thought when I sent it out, the Texans were -1 or -1.5. Maybe something changed.
People must be hammering the Bills, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, you had Texans -1.5.
Okay. All right.
But I like the Bills there. That's a bounce back spot for sure. So that means the Sharps are hammering the Bills. So grab them while you can before they get up to 2.5, 3. Long shots, still not good. Haven't hit one in the longest time. I don't know how long. Still open though. School Cy Young, that's a lock, especially after today. He went 6 innings, no earned, 6 Ks. Well, great outing.
Playoffs don't matter for Cy Young.
Then lock it up. I'm going to mark it as a W. No, not yet.
He won the quadruple crown for pitching in the AL, so he's getting it.
Dude was unanimously. Unbelievable. Probably not unanimous. Somebody's going to throw out a Class A vote just to try to make a statement.
I don't know about that.
Terry Arnold over 2.5 interceptions. I've got some thoughts on him, but I'll get into it later. All good thoughts. I think I'm a Terry Arnold believer, and I think the majority of Detroit is not a fan of him currently. But I'll get into why I'm a believer later. I've mentioned it before, but just to build off of it. And then, so last week, the long shots, please get him out. Thank you. Under 30.5 in the Titans and Dolphins. This game was gross, in fact, and somehow the Titans decided to score in the second half. So it ended up going over this alternate line. I don't think that last touchdown mattered. I think they were already over my alternate line. But that's a loss there. Jags money line at the Texans. Jags had the game. They gave it away. The Texans marched back, scored on the last play of the game, were very close to, and took the lead and won. I just took the wrong 7-point dog. The Broncos won outright as a 7-point dog. So now 7 or more point dogs are, or no, maybe it's like 7 to 9, because I want to say the Giants were 10-point dogs and they lost. Either way, 7-point dogs are great. I just took the wrong one. No big deal. This week, we're going to mix it up a little bit. MSU +24 parlayed with the under 52.5 at Oregon. I watched the MSU Ohio State game. I was impressed with their defense in the first half. I think Ohio State's offense has more firepower than Oregon's. Oregon's defense is very good. MSU won't score. I'm hoping this is a classic defense, Big Ten battle. Final score, Oregon 28, MSU 7. That'll get the job done. Hit the under. +196 here. Love it. And then this was just a throwaway pick just to try to hit something big. Purdue money line at Wisconsin. Wisconsin did not look good in the second half against USC. But with this game being in Wisconsin makes me think they're going to win this game. But at +440, I liked the value. So your locks and your long shots.
Doesn't matter about value if there's 0% chance that they win, but
I'd say it's probably like a 1.75% chance. That's what I would.
Yeah, it's pretty low.
Yeah,
we'll talk about it later, but it was just a second half collapse. So let's see, locks 47, 30, and 1 still open. Packers to make the playoffs. 2-2. It's early. Whatever. Last week we had Louisville +6 against Notre Dame. They lost by 7. I should have known better. 6 points is a horrible spread for a dog. Unless they're going to win outright, which I ended up taking their money line anyways. So lost there. Then we had Packers and money line. Tough loss there. This week, we're going Packers team total over 27.5 points. The line is not actually out yet, but if you go to like DraftKings with the total is 48, spreads 3.5. Split that up, it comes out to like 27-24 being the final score. So I'm taking Packers team total over 27.5. I think we put up potentially 35 to 42 points. The offense looked fucking phenomenal in the second half, and I think we finally hit a groove. I'll talk about it more later, but I like that. Then we're taking Bama -23. They have Vandy this week. Vandy is so, but they're not on Bama's level. We saw what that Bama Georgia game was, and I think Bama's probably going to run away with this one. So I could see them winning by 28. I could see them winning by 35. I could see them winning by 42. It just depends on what side of Bama shows up this week. So did you want to say something?
Yeah, I've got the text pulled up here. This is from Franke in our group chat. I'm not going to personally guarantee, but it's damn close that we will win this week. We being the Packers. Oh, that's gone. Get out, ball. Fly. Riley Green, home run, right? Was that gone?
You are way ahead of me. I just saw Kerry Carpenter round out.
They give him a double? Oh my God, that was weird. Watch that one. So then he says, the way the Packers played in the second half got my hopes up. They will find a groove eventually against they got into a groove finally against good defense. I said, screenshotted and saved. He said, that's final say it on the pod. He said, if the Packers team total comes out around 26-27, I'll take the over easily. 28 points easy, 35 doable, 38-42 high side. Just feeding me screenshots. So with all this being said, they're playing the Rams at home. And yes, their offense did look good in the second half.
That was a double, by the way.
That's a lot of... This is just, that was the highest double ever.
I don't know how we didn't get to that.
So we'll be tracking that one, obviously. Anytime somebody throws out a almost personal guarantee, you have to track it. So we'll keep an eye on that one throughout this week.
I just want to... How did Kyle Tucker not catch that?
He stopped running. Did he think it was foul?
Just like... I'm watching the replay right now, but that was very fucking high, first off.
I think if we were listening to the broadcast, they would say, why did he stop running?
Yeah. Anyways, long shots, 22, 56, and 1. Last week, BYU money line. The Mormons soaked it up for me.
Got it done.
Got a dub. Soaking up, giving me all the cash. BYU took down Baylor. It got tight. It got tight at the end. There was a couple underdogs that I had this week that got a little tight. So take that win there. Louisville money line. Like I said, they lost by 7. Had the +6. Had the money line. They lost. This week, I'm going Texas Tech money line against Arizona +180 in Arizona. I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw this, I think I might have somewhat confused Texas A&M and Texas Tech, but the spreadsheet backs us up. They like Texas Tech by like 12 points, I believe it is. Let me pull this up. Spreadsheet has... Oh, it's not loading right now. But both teams are good. I think it's a 6-point spread right now. Close enough for me to take the dog on that one. And then I'm going to take Brewers series spread -1.5 against the Mets. I think that we sweep them 2-0. Mets are exhausted, have had to play way too many games. And I'm actually going to trust the Brewers pitching staff for once. Other than our previous recent postseason struggles. New season, new manager, new team. High hopes. So
I don't hate that there. The Mets, if they partied last night, they had to travel, obviously. They'll be tired today. I think the Brewers win today pretty easily. So the Tubbs pick tracker. Overall, we're 178, 171, and 4. We're creeping closer and closer to 500. Had very bad week last week, 24 and 31. Had quite a few terrible picks. Ole Miss -16. They lost outright to fill in the blank Kentucky. Buffalo +6. They lost by 44 to UConn. Fresno State +2.5. I figured UNLV with their new quarterback wouldn't look as good. They won by 45. So
they looked phenomenal.
And then Florida State +6. I don't even know what I was thinking here. This is easily the worst Power 5 school out of all of them, and I took them +6. They lost by 36. So just horrible picks. Really, really bad. Normally they're not this bad, but these were terrible. I guess the Ole Miss one isn't as bad. Like they lost by 4, so you only missed the spread by 20. But when you see these numbers, 44, 45, 36, just some terrible numbers. Best pick, as you can tell, Frankie, it wasn't really that impressive. I had BYU +3. They won outright. They're a team of destiny. They're just soaking up all these wins early in the year. It just really makes you want to indulge in a burrito, doesn't it? So how did your spreadsheet do?
It was an all right week. 46, 40, and 1 on the season. I'm at like 54%, which is still profitable if I was betting everything. I also had some really, really bad ones too. First one, South Florida plus 4.5 against Tulane, lost 45-10.
Mm-hmm.
We had UCF minus 13.5 against Colorado. They lost 48-21.
They got blown
Not
out.
sure. Honestly, when I saw that in person, I was like, wow, that seems like a dumb spread. I probably would have taken Colorado if I put any money on that game. But
I had
and then
Colorado.
yeah. And then I did have a couple good ones. I did have UConn plus 5.5, opposite of you. They won 47-3, like you said. And then I had two other ones. Iowa State Houston under 43.5, finished 20-0. And then Middle Tennessee at Memphis under 61.5, finished 24-7. So that's that.
A couple of bad picks. Let's talk MLB then. Let's start with the team of destiny. The Detroit Tigers just went ape shit. We talked about it leading into this last week of the season. They clinched on Friday by beating the White Sox. Friday night, I saw that the whole team went to a nearby bar and was out till close. And I texted you guys Saturday morning. I said, take the White Sox money line today. The Tigers won't be there mentally. I was right. I wish I would have taken my own advice and bet this. I didn't. I just couldn't pull myself to bet on the Chicago White Sox of all teams. We ended up dropping both those last two games, especially Sunday. We started Kenta Maeda. It was very clear that we wanted to save pitching, which is looking like it might have been the smart thing to do. The Tigers clinched. We going up against the Astros right now. We're up 3-0 going to the bottom of the ninth, so it's looking good. The other news was we had a rainout in the Mets and the Braves, so there was a doubleheader on Monday, the day before playoffs were starting. That first game was absolutely electric. So the short rundown from my memory is that the Braves went up, Mets came back, then the Braves went up again, and then the Mets hit a 2-run bomb top of the ninth to take the lead. Absolutely phenomenal back and forth. It brings me to this point is, do some MLB players just not try during the year? Because these elimination games are always so electric. And I feel like due to there being so many games, I feel like sometimes these players don't give their all because they're not mentally there. Because when it was like seasons on the line, the Mets went dummy.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, when everything is on the line like that, it is definitely heightened. I think, like, there's guys, Lindor. Lindor just had a fucking game yesterday.
Lindor hit the go-ahead home run.
Yeah, the Braves pitching was great for the first 8 innings, and then everything just fell apart. And I think it's harder when everything is on the line for pitchers. It's much easier for, one hitter gets a hit, he's done. All he has to do is run the bases, steal the bases. Not like it's a super high pressure thing for him. A lot of it depends on what the next person does. Whereas the pitcher, if he gives up a hit, now he's like, well, shit, now I can't give up another hit. It's only solely up to him. Mm-hmm. So hitting definitely plays up more than the pitching does when you get into a game like that. But yeah, that first game was everything that a fan could have asked for and more, honestly. For it to be 3-0 and then 6-3 and then 6-4 and then 6-7 then 8-7 and just seeing all the high leverage pitchers come in too and not doing anything, it was crazy.
The second game was lackluster. Chris Sale got scratched, and it kind of just felt like the Mets gave it to him.
I think they left him off. I think the Braves are leaving him off the wild card roster too.
They did.
Yeah.
So he's legit hurt. But yeah, that game too, the Braves won. So the ramifications were if the team split, the D-backs got in, if the team split, they both got in. And then if either team swept, the Diamondbacks got in with the team that swept. So the second game was boring. I also didn't watch much of it. But I also saw after the game, division rivals were celebrating with each other on the field. I hated that. That's the biggest piece of bullshit.
That was a little weird. I do feel really bad for the Diamondbacks. They led the league in runs scored this year. and
missed the playoffs.
And they couldn't do
Wild.
anything about it. I guess they could have. There was actually one scenario, I think it was last week, where they were up 8-0 on the Brewers, and the Brewers came back and won that game. So if they would have won that game, they'd be in the playoffs right now. So
it's insane that literally every single game matters. Especially like you look at the Tigers, we got in by a game and a half or 2 games or something like that. Like every single game matters. But why don't you talk about your Brewers and then any other general that you've got, and we'll get into some college football.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Game starts in about 15 minutes. So yeah, 15 minutes. Anybody that is watching this on Wednesday, you will know where we are at. Also, I want to note, I need 2 runs here from the Astros for my $1 million parlay to be alive. So if you make a face, I'm going to assume that's a good thing for me. 3-2 final score is the first leg in my $1 million parlay tonight.
Alvarez just hit a double, but I thought it was gone. It's a double.
Oh, he almost caught that too. Anyways, no, I'm very excited for the Brewers. I think we run over the Mets. I am a little bit worried just due to our postseason success recently, like I said earlier. But new team, new manager. The hype video I watched today was fucking electric. I retweeted both on our Twitter. I don't know if you saw those. They were so cool, both of them. Tigers kind of blah, but it's whatever. I get it. First time in the playoffs, you don't really know how to do this thing.
No, the Tigers hype videos, I don't know which one you found, but some of the ones I saw on TikTok had me ready to like punch somebody.
It was the one with Big Sean today.
Okay, so it was from the official account?
Yeah.
The official accounts aren't as good as what you can find on TikTok. Should be found.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%. I just retweeted both of the official ones.
Before you go on here, I texted this in our group chat earlier. Watching this game at work, I like literally every pitch, every AB, my heart is beating. Like I am like shitting myself. And you can't get this type of adrenaline anywhere else. Like Lions and Michigan playoff games were they were higher, I feel like. But with these Tigers, man, everything is just, my heart rate's got to be 130 right now. It's phenomenal. I assume this is what crack does for you, and I'm glad I never do it because I'm addicted to this feeling. I need the Tigers to do this every year.
I'm so glad that you're getting to experience playoff baseball. It's like in an adult stage with me and Javi, who have both experienced multiple different playoff experiences in baseball. Playoff baseball is just a whole different animal. Like playoff football, it's one day at a time, like 1 week at a time. Mm-hmm. Playoff baseball is literally every single day. It's like, oh shit, like I don't know what to expect. I hope that is a home run.
It's not. If
the
God,
Astros get a run though, I'm about to be very excited. Anyways, wild card series.
Jason Foley.
Wild card series are quite possibly the scariest series to be in.
They are, because you could only fuck up one time. There's a single.
I don't know why you're so worried
for the
about
listeners, first and third, nobody out. I mean, because now it's 1 AB and we're in the heart of the fucking order. You got fucking Altuve's up. That little midget can hit bombs at any time. And then it's a tie game. Up. Yes, he is. No, he's not. Who is this?
He was just up last inning. Probably Pena.
No, it's Pena. Okay. He's buns. Yeah. I had him in fantasy. I'm just sitting here. I keep watching Houston's win probability creep up, and I could just envision it because we're Detroit. What happens to Detroit? Bad things. Oh, it's a Diaz. Just gone into a double play. Give me a double play. Let's wrap up MLB so we can talk about other stuff. I think that's heightening my anxiety here.
That's all I have is that wild card series scare the shit out of me.
It's the 3 game series. You can only fuck up once. You can only fuck up one game, and then if the Tigers win the first one, I'll feel so confident.
So how about this? Pick a team in the NL that will make the World Series, and I'll pick an AL team.
I will go with who's hot in the NL? I mean, the Dodgers have been there all year.
Brewers, the Padres.
I'm gonna go Dodgers because they were my preseason prediction. I said Dodgers, Yankees.
Yeah. I will go Yankees then, and we'll keep your chalk in play. So.
Yep. So preseason, I had those pulled up to mention. I forgot. Preseason predictions mine was Yankees, Dodgers. I said Yankees 4, Dodgers 2. Is he out of there? Get him out of there. Okay, they're gonna review some bullshit. Javi said Dodgers Orioles, and you said Orioles Braves. So everybody's alive for their predictions. So this will be fun to watch.
Yep. I do also want to mention on my season long props that I had. I think I went like 9-9. Aaron Nola over 195.5 Ks might have been the most sweatiest bet I've ever placed in my entire life. Came down to the final game of the regular season for Philly. They could have easily sat Nola. Let me put it this way. If they weren't in the bye, they probably would have sat Nola and it would have missed by 3 strikeouts. Also, Chris Sale to lead the league in strikeouts missed by 3 because he got scratched yesterday.
Yep, Skubal ended up leading the league, and Sale would have easily went over had he pitched yesterday.
Just crazy.
Yeah. That's wild. Bro, I'm gonna freak out.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. AJ Hinch built for the situation.
Dude, why did we bring in Jason Foley? This dude is, oh my God, he's probably the bullpen guy I have the least faith in. We need to do a show though. I gotta try to close this off.
All right, one more run.
College football. We're gonna go quick here just because we do want to talk mostly NFL, obviously. Michigan won. They were up big in this game. They won 27-24 against Minnesota. It was funny. I left my house to go to Sid's grandma's birthday party. They were up 24-3. I arrived, and all of a sudden it was 24-10. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And then I just slowly watched Michigan allow them back into this game. The downfall is coming for this team. I'm predicting it now. We are going to lose one bad game to a team we shouldn't. I'm honestly nervous to play MSU. However, we keep finding ways to win games that it feels like we tried to sell. Alex Orji still can't throw the ball, and I don't think he will. It's funny because somebody posted a stat today that Michigan has played 3. So they've got 6 teams. Okay. They've got 6. We finally got an out. 6 teams on their schedule have a top 15 passing defense. However, 3 of those teams we've already played, and we had a collective 130 passing yards in those games. So it's incredibly skewed, the stat that they were trying to post to defend Alex Orji. And it's like, no, the guy is so ass that he's providing these guys with a top 15 passing defense now. It's just insane. Yeah, Michigan Twitter's pissed me off because it seems like they still think we can get it done. We can't this year. We're gonna if we somehow squeeze into the playoffs, we'll get embarrassed. I'm just predicting now. That's a great play by Jake Rogers, by the way. Shout out. However,
huge for my 3-2 final score.
At least my team didn't do what your team did. Wisconsin with the worst second half I think I've seen in a long time. They were up 21-10 at half, and they ended up losing 38-21. Talk to me about it. Thank God Jason Foley's coming out of the game. We got a shot. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, Wisconsin just fell apart. Before the game started, I was like, yeah, we're probably going to get smoked. I think I texted in the group chat and said, we're about to get our assholes spread.
And then at
halftime, I was
crazy, like, and you were back in. You were fully
We started off great, and I was like, all right, I literally texted. I was like, I'm fully back in. Wisconsin looks fucking great. Braden Locke might be the guy. Second half just fell apart. I don't really know what happened. It was disgusting. You should never blow I guess it was only 11 points, but to not cover a 14.5 point spread when you were up by 11 at half is quite embarrassing. I wish we would stop running the fucking ball from shotgun on 4th and short if we're going to go for it. That would be the easiest, solution.
That has got to be the dumbest play call in existence, is running out of the shotgun like that.
Yeah. I just don't know. We should be 3-1 right now. USC should be 2-2. I don't know what to say. I mean, when we fucking went up over the top first drive for 60-something yards, it looked like me at San Diego State. I was like, man, Wisconsin air raid fully back. but I was proved wrong very quickly when we continued to not throw the ball deep and only ended up throwing the ball for 180 yards on the season or on the game. So, yeah.
Quick stat here.
Yeah.
Teams are 1-538 in the postseason when entering the ninth, trailing by 3. So I'm feeling confident.
I just need one run.
We brought in Bo Brisky. You're not going to get it. Bo Brisky's going to slam the door shut here.
Sack fly. That's all it takes.
Yeah, Wisconsin, that was an embarrassing showing, and I think it showed how good USC is. I don't know if I sent it in our group chat or if it was wow, that was a big swing. I don't know if it was in our group chat or if it was just to Sid, but I said USC is really good in the second half. Got to watch out. And then, yeah, USC came out swinging. Miller Moss was phenomenal in the second half. They're a very good team, though, and you didn't have any expectation to win this game. Obviously, the start skewed that for you. But how much longer are you going to give what the fuck's the guy's name? Your coach.
Braden Locke?
No, your coach.
Goal.
How many years are you going to give him before it's like, ooh, maybe this isn't the guy?
I think he's still got to get his guys. He's got to get his guys in there.
What is he in, year 2 or 3?
2.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm worried, especially with Braden Locke's tweet. For anybody that didn't see it, Braden Locke tweeted, I'll keep my mouth shut now, but one day you guys will see me on a podcast talking about everything that happened last year while I was there.
No, that was Braylon Allen. You said Braden Locke.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yep.
Braylon Allen.
What is he going to say, though? I don't understand. What could be so bad that he's going to talk about? And, like, honestly, pussy move to be like, ooh, I'm going to tell you all the bad things. Go fuck yourself. Just say it. Tweet it.
Why couldn't you send the guy home?
It was a fly out. He would have been gunned. Riley Green has an arm. That wasn't Riley Green.
Yeah, but he's off balance throw. Yeah, it is Riley Green. Yeah, no, I'm a little worried about how cryptic that was. Just like, what does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
I don't put a lot of stock in that.
NFL talent and got drafted in the 4th round. Like, I
think he was just frustrated because he didn't get the ball as much as he wanted. That would be my guess. That's what he's gonna say. Ooh,
I just got a
my usage was low.
Yeah, I just got a CBS report saying that Devontae Adams misses Rodgers.
Of course he does. He's been dealing with dumbos the whole time he's been in fucking Las Vegas. Yeah, we'll have to see what Braylon Ellis says. I don't think it's going to be anything, honestly. I can't do this, man. I cannot do this. Why
I need this game to hurry up? I'm trying to switch to my game.
It gets my heart going. All right. We only have a couple more games to talk about. I'm going to save Georgia Bama. Let's talk about Boise State. They legitimately might have a Heisman in the conversation. You were 100% right. I was 100% wrong. Hand up, hand to heart, hand to chest. You were so right. I wish I tailed. He's down to what, plus 1,000? The kid is incredible. I mean, the stats he's putting up.
Ashton Genty.
I think the only way he wins it is if Boise makes the playoff. If Boise makes the playoff, he's going to win it.
I don't know who
and
else.
They got a very good chance to.
Like what?
Travis Hunter's the only competition right now, I think.
I guess you could say Jalen Milroe too.
Jalen Milroe's been very good. Yep.
Outside of that, there's not really much. So,
and then Burrito guy, he followed up with the bet. Franke saw it first. I unfortunately saw it as well. He did put the burrito.
Don't make it seem like I seeked it out.
Yeah, no, the same thing happened to you. It just happened earlier. I should have just stayed off Twitter altogether the full day. Yeah, he put it up his butt and tweeted the pictures, and we both unfortunately saw it. Oh my God, I can't take this, Frankie. I want to just talk about Georgia and Bama. I want to flip roles here. I want you to be feeling what I'm feeling right now, and I can just talk about sports and relax. This podcast episode is going to be an hour and a half because this whole game is going to take another 3 hours if it keeps going like this. I'm going to watch this pitch right here. He's going to strike him out right here because I'm going to pay attention. Come on, Bo. Strike his ass out. Oh, my God. He put it in the dirt, full count. What are we doing? I never in a million years thought that we would be talking about playoff baseball with my Tigers playing while we recorded an episode. First of all, I don't know why they got the early game. They should have had the late game. But this is insane. I can't take this right now. I apologize to the audio listeners. The video watchers on YouTube are probably loving this. but I'm going to just sit back and we're going to figure this out. Oh my God. And then he calls time. I'm going to lose my mind. I can't take this. We will continue as soon as this guy strikes out right here. Hopefully. It's Chas McCormick, dude. He's trash. He's trash. Come on, Bo. Give him the heat. Give me a high heater. Strike.
I just need a run. Just one.
He walked him. Bases loaded, 2 outs.
Give me a run.
Okay.
One singular, 3-2 Tigers. It's all
I'm thinking he walked him because I changed what we were doing. I think I'm shaking, dude. Look at this.
Yeah.
Okay, it actually doesn't look that
Playoff
bad.
baseball.
Who's up? Who is this? Who's 22 on the Astros? Who is this?
Jason Hayward.
The 97-year-old grandpa?
Yeah. Yep.
Great. Fucking playoff baseball experience. It's gonna get tweeted. Jason Hayward with a huge hit off of Bo Brisky to take the lead. The Astros came back. How did they come back? What do we do here? Do we talk about football or do we watch? What do we do? Teams are 1-538 when trailing by 3+ runs entering the 9th. Cubs defeated the Giants 2016 Game 4 NLDS. This is since 1990. I mean, that's just an absurd stat line. Why are we even talking about it? It shouldn't even be a thing. They're going to bat around in the 9th to take the lead and beat my team.
It's going to be okay.
I wish you could I can hear my heart. It's just I'm probably 150 a minute right now. This is insane.
I'm missing the first couple pitches of the Brewer game because of this.
You can put the Brewer game on. I'll tell you what happens. You'll get my live reaction.
No, I have the game cast up now, but
oh my God, just strike him. Don't even strike him out. Give me a weak grounder to second.
Give me a ball through the outfield, scores 1 run, next guy thrown out at home.
No, shut up.
3-2 final.
Bro, he can't hit the strike zone right now, Frankie. We put in a guy that has no playoff experience. Nobody on this team has playoff experience. Oh my God, dude. Put in Kenta Maeda. He's got playoff experience. Oh my God.
I'm going to talk about how I found out the Burrito guy. That's a good reaction.
Yeah, it was finally a strike. Foul ball. 1-1. Go ahead, talk about Burrito guy. I'll lock it.
Yeah, no. So I was scrolling through Twitter and I saw this tweet that said, "My wife found out I'm cooked," and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like that. I feel like I've recognized this guy before. Clicked on his Twitter. Fucking pinned tweet is a burrito up this guy's ass. Not what I was looking for.
Pinning
the
tweet is dirty work. Pinning the tweet is dirty work.
Luckily, neither of us did any of those handshake bets for our teams this week. Nothing to worry about. So,
well, you do have to go visit USC. You said if USC beats Wisconsin, you'll visit the campus in the next 5 years. All right, 2-2 count. 2-2 count. Come on, Bo. Do it.
I just saw ball 2.
Yeah, Frankie is way behind me. But I don't care. I'm live reacting. I need to. Come on, Bo. Right here. And the pitch. Oh my God, he caught it. Let's go. Oh my God, dude. I thought that was a double down the line to win it. Oh my God, give me a replay. Torkelson might have just made the grab of the year. Holy shit.
Congrats.
Holy shit. Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you, Frankie. I'm so sorry about your $1 million parlay.
It's okay.
Oh my God, show me the replay and then we can get this episode. We can wrap this episode. Oh my God, go Tigers. This is awesome. Is this what playoff baseball is like?
Yes.
Oh my God. Oh, dude, it's insane. Oh my God.
Welcome.
My heart.
Welcome to the club. Your team has a playoff win.
Hey,
more recently than my team or Javi's team.
If the Tigers play in a future recording, I don't think we're going to record during. I can't do this again. I hated this. We've wasted 6 minutes of tape on me sweating this out. I can't believe. I got to watch this catch real quick and then we can go.
Yeah,
just a frozen rope.
But like I said, congrats. You now have a playoff baseball win more recently than me or Javi.
Okay, it was not. Yeah, that's true. It wasn't any sort of impressive catch. It was right to his glove, but he got it done.
All right,
Spencer
I'm not gonna wait
Torkelson.
for the replay then. I'm going to switch to the Brewer game. They are in the first inning, and Brewers have 2 outs. Freddie actually has 2 Ks, so
okay.
he might just
let's continue with the
strike
episode as
out.
well.
He might go fucking 27 outs, 27 strikeouts today. So
Georgia and Bama was one of the best football games I've seen in some time. What?
Keep going. I just lost your sound for a second.
Okay. Georgia Bama was one of the best games I've seen in some time. I was watching the MSU Ohio State game with Sid. She ended up going to bed. She goes to bed real early. And then I was sitting there. I was still watching MSU Ohio State. And then I think it was you or Javi said, Georgia, holy shit. Yeah, we can hear your game sound.
Yeah, sorry.
Georgia ended up clawing back. So basically, Georgia was down 30-7 at half. They cut it to 33-28 with 5.5 left to go in the game. Bama went 3-and-out after their touchdown there, and then Georgia scored a one-play 67-yard touchdown with 2.5 left to go up 34-33. Immediately after that, Bama followed it up with a one-play 75-yard touchdown to win the game 40. That's wrong. I put that in wrong. What was the final score? 41-34.
34.
Yeah, I put it in wrong on the sheet. That's my bad.
Did
Georgia also after what?
Did you see what Burrito guy did during this game?
No.
I thought you told me about it.
Yeah, he said. What did he say? He said if Georgia
he tweeted when Bama was up 28-0. If Georgia wins, I will ruin my life and do a face reveal.
That's what it was. Yep. And then Georgia came back, had the lead. Oh, dude, that guy was sweating more than I was right there.
Also, there was the bourbon guy this weekend. If you didn't see that one,
the bourbon.
Yeah, the guy said he would drink a. I think he's a Kentucky fan, and he didn't think that they would be Ole Miss. So he tweeted, if Kentucky wins, I will drink a KFC-sized bucket of, what was the bourbon? I don't know, some bourbon.
Maker's Mark.
No, I don't think it was Maker's. But yeah, so he's been doing that over the last 3 days because he wasn't going to put it in a Kentucky or like a KFC bucket. It would have soaked through. So he's been doing it in like 1 cup increments. He broke it down and everything. So
good for him. Way to follow through too and not do it in one day and kill himself. So that's good.
Yeah.
Georgia also had another shot at the end of this game. They marched down the field and then they had 2 timeouts, and Carson Beck threw a horrible pass that got picked off. Beautiful pick. And Bam ended up winning. I'm way ahead of you, by the way, but I won't react. I promise.
Just got out of the inning.
This is a big deal. Yep. So, yeah, that's college football. Anything I'm missing? There's a couple quick ones I'll hit. Miami almost lost. It was a controversial final play. I was asleep. I didn't see it. But Miami, what the fuck? I mean, they were 7. I had Miami as well. I picked their spread. They were 17-point favorites. That was insane. Yep.
Actually, we should have seen that one coming because last year played out the same exact way for Miami. I don't know if you saw that tweet.
Did it? No.
Yeah. So what are they, 4-0 right now?
Yep.
So last year they started 3-0. They were 17-point favorites were they on the road this week or at home?
They're at home.
So they were 17-point favorites at home in their 4th game last year. And they lost on that last play. It was the one where they should have ran out the ball.
Oh, yeah.
And they fumbled it. Yeah.
They should have kneeled the ball and they ran it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fumbled.
Okay. Who was that against?
So that was kind of the same situation this year.
Was that against Duke?
Except
was it Virginia Tech?
Georgia Tech, I think. Virginia Tech, yes.
Yeah, the other big game, Penn State handled Illinois. This was a classic Big Ten game. I did take the under on my spreadsheet. It was a great pick. That should have been my best play. I knew that was going to be a Big Ten defense game. Mm-hmm. Anything else? Notre Dame beat Louisville. Didn't watch a lick of that one. Kansas State, bounce back win against Oklahoma State. They went crazy.
Oklahoma State's not that good, to be honest. They're overrated.
No. Boise keeps winning. Let's look at Boise's schedule real fast, by the way. Who have they lost to? Oh, they lost to Oregon, but they kept it really close.
Yep.
Utah State, Hawaii, UNLV. That'll be an entertaining game. Mark your calendars. October 25th, 10:30 p.m. And the rest of the season, I just see dubs. Oregon State, I guess, could be tough. But other than that, let's get into football. We are going to obviously talk about all our teams, or not football, NFL. I'm coming down from that. And now I feel like I'm in that phase of I was really high 20 minutes ago from my crack that I just hit, and now I'm coming down. I think that's what this is. I can't get my thoughts together. NFL, we're still going to try to talk every game, but we are going to speed it up. We've been going over like crazy, and we don't want to get charged more. So Thursday night, Cowboys beat the Giants. This was a classic Thursday night gross game. Cowboys won. They're back. I don't know. Anything else?
Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence injured.
Yep, DeMarcus Lawrence just went on IR. I saw that. I think Micah Parsons is going to be not on IR, but still miss some time. I'm just going to go in order of how ESPN's presenting it, by the way. So don't yell at me that I'm not starting with the Packers.
Don't even have it up. So
Falcons Saints. Falcons won 26-24. This one was entertaining. The Falcons offense might have some problems. They scored a defensive touchdown? They had a punt, block, fumble recovery in the end zone, a pick six, and then a bunch of field goals. So they didn't score an offensive touchdown. Kyle Pitts, the biggest piece of shit ever. I regret having him in fantasy every year, and I still hold on to him like he's going to come out and do something. Oh, Younghoe Koo, 58-yard field goal to win it. That was awesome. Just an absolute.
Quick MLB update. The Royals are pulling Cole Reagans after 6 scoreless innings and only 80 pitches.
Yikes. Not a fan of that one. But hey, maybe they trust the bullpen. Tigers pulled Scooble today after 6 with 85. So
the only thing I have on this Saints-Falcons game, did we get too far ahead of ourselves with the Saints?
I think you did. I was still a Saints hater. Never, ever gave Derek Carr any sort of flowers. And Rashid Shaheed, you knew he wasn't going to do anything after a little bit. Yeah. Where's the box score on this game? What did Derek Carr even do? 239, a pick. Yeah. No, I never gave the Saints any flowers. They don't deserve it. Show me something. Now, I will say the Falcons, I think they're going to start bouncing back. They're like, they've been in some games. Like, they almost beat the Chiefs. What did you just see?
The double.
Okay. You're not that far behind me now. I'm going to back it up a little bit. All right. So I'm behind you now, I think. That's not good.
Bryce Trang should have been all-star.
I'm just going to stay ahead of you. Fuck it. Bears and Rams. I read this one like a fucking book. The Rams used up all their plays in the week previous. Was it the Bengals they beat? And the Bears look usable.
Rams
Caleb
beat the Niners.
That's right. The Niners. Where was I going with this? Caleb Williams looked usable. He didn't throw for shit, but Swift, maybe he just needed to be threatened by all of his fantasy owners, and he had a nice little day, 93 yards and a touchdown. So
let's go.
Now we'll talk.
Jackson Churio, welcome.
Now we'll talk about your team, Vikings, Packers. Packers second half was phenomenal. They were down 28-7 at half. Packers almost came back. They kind of had a chance. Did they had an onside kick, right?
Yeah.
Let's check the game cast. Let me peep.
I think so.
Nah, they scored that. Well, yeah, I guess they did have a onside kick because Wicks scored that touchdown to cut it to 2.
Yeah, and then
with 56 seconds left. So, 31-29, nice little comeback. Promising times in Green Bay, maybe, or did they rush Jordan Love?
I think we did rush him. I think we probably should have played this one out with Malik Willis. I'm not going to... On the board, let's go. I'm not going to complain about a 2-point loss to a very good Vikings team.
Right.
First half was rough. We should also mention that if we could make kicks and actually replace our kicker, we would have won that game also because we did miss 2 field goals.
Yep.
Or
yeah, I'm really didn't throw 3 picks. That's also an option.
Yeah, there was, I don't know, like weren't 2 of them in the first half?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you could tell he just wasn't right in the first half. I don't think he was right in the second half either. He just kind of started to heat up a little bit, but he's putting no weight on his front leg whatsoever. Yeah, I'm really not that worried. I think our defense played okay for not having our top 2 corners. No Jair, no Valentine. I think it was Valentine. It was either Valentine or Valentine. We have both. So I'm not that worried. Like I said, I think Packers put up at least 28 points this week. The Rams don't scare me at all. They're so banged up right now. We're going to be fine.
Yep. Got a couple to fly through here. Colts, Steelers, this was gross. Anthony Richardson got hurt and Flacco replaced him. Looked pretty good, of course. It's Joe Flacco.
Fuck the Colts coaches for that one.
Yeah, Anthony Richardson got hurt for a play, came out, Joe Flacco came in. They put Anthony Richardson back in and then called a quarterback run. Like, what the fuck are you thinking? On the first play back from just leaving the game injured. Just some ridiculous coaching. They did win, though. Joe Flacco looked good. Jonathan Taylor, 20 touches, 88 yards, and a touchdown.
Might not play this week.
Yep, got hurt on that last drive there. Justin Fields, do you think it's time to replace him?
No. I mean,
I don't think they need to, but I think they will. That's a hot take. I think they're going to start Russell Wilson this week, but we shall see.
If they do, I might have to take Russ revenge game or Russ prove it game.
Yep. Broncos, Jets. Jets, I mentioned it earlier. They looked fraudulent. This game was gross, though. Gross weather. Missed field goal to win it at the end from, who's their kicker? Zerline?
Yes.
I think it's Zerline, right? Yep. Zerline missed the kick. But yeah, another win for the Broncos. I mean, they're not winning pretty, but they're doing it. 2-2.
Breece Hall, what's your issue?
Breece Hall, terrible. Going to lose his job to Braylon Allen. No, what they need to do is adopt the Lions strategy, but use Braylon Allen as the Montgomery, and then Breece Hall is the Montgomery and Braylon Allen as the Gibbs. But they need Breece Hall to perform like Montgomery because he's not.
But Breece Hall is the better catching back, I think.
Exactly, that's the problem. But I
don't know.
Breece Hall was good the first 2 games. We'll say that. This is just 2 in a row now of bad. So
Broncos defense is decent.
They do have a good defense. Especially they have the best cornerback in the NFL. So Eagles, Bucks. Bucks won this game outright. Read it like a book. Jalen Hurts without his weapons is basically like Brock Purdy without his weapons.
I knew you were going to say that. I was literally waiting for it.
You take away Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown, and he's shitting himself. Also, Nick Sirianni might be I don't even know if he's overrated anymore. I think people are starting to catch up on it. He's a bad coach. Saquon had 2 touches in the second half. His first touch went for 57 yards, and then his second he had a yard, and then the rest of the game he didn't touch the ball. Like, what are you doing? You have one of the top 5 running
for the first 3 possessions.
Well, no, the first 3 possessions they just went 3 and out, and they did use him. He just couldn't do anything. But it was the second half. They had a couple 3 and outs, but they were moving the ball. They just didn't use them. It's like, I don't know what your plan is here. Yeah. Use them in the passing game. So Bucks got a big win there. The Eagles need their guys back. I think they have a bye this week, though.
Yes.
Let me see. They have a bye this week, so that'll be good. They'll hopefully have their guys back. Hopefully my fantasy team gets their guys back. By the way, I got a win in fantasy, boys. I forgot to mention it. I beat my father. That was great. Kenneth Walker, shout out, 30 points on Monday night to get it done. That was awesome.
What happened in your other league?
Yeah, I got stomped on. You beat me by 30.
Yeah.
I will say it should have been way more. Amon-Ra throwing a touchdown to Jared Goff. Well, we'll save that. But Amon-Ra and Jared Goff's performance helped quite a bit by making that a little bit more respectable, putting up 92 rather than the 70 I was projected to start the day. Bengals, Panthers, Bengals offense, awesome. Jamar Chase, still awesome. That touchdown catch he had was so cool. I just realized I don't say scores when we do recaps. Bengals 34, Panthers 24. Andy Dalton still looks good. Bengals defense is a problem. But yeah, Joe Burrow was good. Jamar Chase had only 3 catches for 85 yards, but the big one is what mattered. He just bouncing off of guys, scored that touchdown. Any thoughts for you there? Or are the Bengals? Do you think the Bengals are back, or do you think they won't be able to be back because their defense is so bad?
I want them to be back because I genuinely do like the Bengals, but their defense is bad.
Atrocious.
I mean, something needs to change.
Yep. Texans, Jags. I'm pretty sure I summed that one up earlier with my picks whenever we talked about it. Texans scored late, 18 seconds left. But the Jags looked like a competent team. I believe they won't be the worst team in the league this year. Not a hot take, but they look competent.
Another potential running back controversy here is Travis Etienne losing his role.
Bigsby looked great, didn't he? What's the stat line look like?
Well, Etienne
Bigsby had less carries, but he had 90 yards. Bigsby had no catches. Neither did Etienne. Oh, Etienne had 1 catch for 10. I don't think he'll lose his job, but it helped that Bigsby had that huge run. He had like a 40, 50-yard run. So I think it's a little skewed.
I'm going to be severely upset if the Brewers don't get more than 1 run out of this situation. Bases loaded, 1 out, and we just flew out to the catcher.
Yeah, you can't be doing that.
Sorry.
Commanders, Cardinals, Jaden Daniels, awesome. Very good. Cardinals, not good, or Jaden Daniels just really good?
Well, so let's give them the score. Commanders 42, Cardinals 14.
One day I will remember to do that.
Jaden Daniels has led more scoring drives this season than he has incompletions.
Yep.
So
very
pretty
impressive
good
stat there.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say that the Commanders' offense is top 8. Top 8. Watching the game?
Yeah. Reese Hoskins looking like a fireman. That's pretty dope. Top 8. Let's see. I mean, Packers 1.
No. The Packers offense is not
Lions
up there.
2.
No.
Panthers with Andy Dalton 3.
Top offenses, I'm
Steelers
thinking.
4.
Stop. We're done with this conversation. Commanders won big. 49ers, Patriots, nothing to talk about here. 49ers handled their business. Brock Purdy's still not good without his receivers. George Kittle, though.
When does
very
Drake May
impressive.
start?
Drake May's got to be starting soon. I mean, Brissett, 19 for 32, 168 yards and a pick. And Ramondre Stevenson, by the way, stop fumbling. Stop fumbling. I'm so sick of it. This motherfucker had 0 points last week in fantasy to 2 points this week. Stop fumbling the football. Also, probably a bad pick by me because they're going to be trailing every game and throwing and just going 3 and out. So, bad pick on my end. Raiders, Browns. This was the puke in your mouth game of the week. The Raiders won 20-16. I got nothing on this game. I didn't see a lick of it.
Nope. I saw that there was controversial call at the end, but I don't really know much about it.
Oh, yeah. Watson threw an 80-yard touchdown to Amari Cooper, and it got called back for holding, and there wasn't. Apparently, there was
a phantom hold.
Yeah, apparently there wasn't. I didn't see it.
Both these teams are gross. I'm glad that you brought back the puke in your mouth game of the week. So,
Chiefs and Chargers. Big note from this one. This game was low scoring, shockingly. Patrick Mahomes taking out his own receivers' ACLs. What do we think about that? For those that didn't see it. Sorry, by the way, Chiefs 17-10. They beat the Chargers. Patrick Mahomes threw a pick. Way overthrew Kelsey. And then the Chargers were returning it. And Mahomes went to lay the lumber on the guy, and he ended up diving into Rashee Rice's knee, and he is likely done for the year with an ACL injury.
Maybe not. 2 things. One, what did Patrick Mahomes Sr. learn in jail that he is teaching Mahomes Jr.? And second, what?
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
He's trying to take out his own guys.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
Second, part of me thinks maybe Mahomes did this on purpose to prove to haters that the Chiefs can still win even if they don't have receivers, and that he can better his legacy. So
I think he did it to form a connection with his younger receivers, Xavier Worthy, and to give Sky Moore another shot.
I don't think he wants Sky Moore to have another shot, but no, Travis Kelce's back though.
Yes, Travis Kelce had a good game, 80 yards, 6 catches, I think.
Yeah.
Bills and Ravens. Ravens win 35-10. The Ravens look very good. Derrick Henry, holy shit. I wish we got that trade off before this game. He's definitely not losing them now. I should have cut you out of the deal and went at it myself. Panic time for the Bills, or the Ravens just outplayed them?
A little bit of both. I think the Ravens finally didn't fall apart in the fourth quarter, so that was good. Bills definitely got outplayed. Their defense isn't good. So I'd be a little concerned if I were the Bills about that.
I agree.
I might have to bet on the Ravens in the Super Bowl. Did it last year and it didn't work out. This might be the year.
What was the color this year?
I think it's purple and green.
That's right, because I think you said Ravens Packers. Who's the other green team in the NFC?
Eagles.
That's right. I don't think the
Eagles. So it was either that or Vikings
Jets
versus
Vikings?
Jets.
I guess.
I ruled that one out because I was like, the Vikings have no chance. But
or the Jags. Jags could be green, but they're 0-4.
Yeah, I guess. Dolphins.
Let's move on because we still have 2 Paige's picks. I just realized we're going to fly through those. We'll start with the early game on Monday night. Titans beat the Dolphins 31-12. This was actually the puke on your friend causing them to puke in your mouth game of the week. This was a terrible game. I watched the first 30 minutes until the Lions started, and then I never looked back. You actually had sent a text late in the game that you were watching. Why were you watching? That's disgusting.
Because I had a fantasy football game that was 3 points difference. I was
Okay, that's
losing,
fair.
and I had Achan.
As long as you were only looking for fantasy football purposes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had an interesting situation on a punt after a safety?
Yes.
Yeah, so why don't you say it? Because I saw a quick clip of it, but you watched it in person.
So first off, the Dolphins' offense is unwatchable without Tua until Tyler Huntley or Tim Boyle or Skylar Thompson learns how to actually play football.
Yeah. How did Tyler Huntley make a fucking Pro Bowl, by the way?
He was good with the Ravens. I don't know if that was just coaching scheme or what.
It was
I do
2020
think that
COVID year, and a bunch of people before him sat out. That was actually a trivia question. I
Um,
think I saw the article I read said they asked 6 quarterbacks before him, and they didn't want to because of COVID. That's what I saw.
I think Mike McDaniel might not be as good of a coach as we think he is. I think he might just be a little bit overhyped because of the weapons that he has. When you literally your only weapons require a decent quarterback for your game plan to work, and then you don't have a quarterback, you have to change your game plan. And they didn't do that. Like, they just didn't try and get Tyreek in the backfield, get him touches at all. They don't.
They did actually.
Dump it
He had
off
3
to-
touches.
Yeah, but it's you have to use him more. You have to get Tyreek Hill involved more somehow, some way. Whether it's behind the line, passes, whatever. Something was not working. The whole offense should not shut down because you have a backup quarterback. Packers did just fine with a backup quarterback. So that was gross. Anyways, so it started out with Huntley. They had the ball at like the 2-yard line, scrambled back. Personally, I thought he was outside of the tackle box, threw it, didn't quite get to the line of scrimmage. They called it intentional grounding in the end zone, safety. So the Dolphins punted from the 20-yard line for the safety. Apparently, they declared an onside kick, which I didn't know you could do on a safety. So there is a landing zone for onside kicks, apparently. Did not know that. They punted it high in the air, came down, nobody touched it. It was like 15, 20 yards down the field. Dolphins ran down, picked it up, should have been Dolphins' ball. Refs didn't really know what was going on. The referee tried to explain it, stuttered the entire time. He said that it landed outside of the landing zone, so it was a penalty on the Dolphins. Titans would get the ball back from where it was kicked with a penalty, moving it half of the distance to the goal. So the Titans then got the ball at the 10-yard line, 1st and goal.
Yeah, it makes no fucking sense.
It was disgusting.
Look at this, by the way. I don't know if I could show this. I'll just show you the still motion. My boss's son lives in Houston. He was at the game today. Look where he sat.
Oh my God.
Brother, what are you doing to make that kind of money? Maybe he didn't buy the tickets. Maybe it was a work thing. I think he works for TaylorMade, so maybe it was a work thing. All right, last game, the best game. Lions 42, Seahawks 29. This game was awesome. Lions wore the black uniforms. Got them right here. This is authentic. Beautiful, beautiful black uniforms. I love them so much. They look so good with the helmets. I will agree with what you said. I think the silver would look phenomenal. But I do love the black with the blue. Did I lose you, or are you just frozen on my screen for some reason?
There you are.
I'm
here.
You heard all that, though?
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Must be just getting laggy. Yeah, amazing game. Jared Goff, 18 for 18, NFL record for 100% completion percentage in a game. The previous was 10 for 10 by Kurt Warner. He didn't even know.
He had a Graham Mertz game.
Because he didn't know that Graham Mertz had one of those?
Well, almost. I think he threw like one incompletion for Wisconsin in one of his first games that he ever played.
Yeah, I think Jared Goff had 2 or 3 incomplete passes, but they all resulted in flags, so those don't count. He didn't know they didn't count because he was like, oh, I had a perfect completion percentage. Cool. Yeah, other things in this game. Ben Johnson, are we just going to have one insane play a game? He ran I'm calling it the Motown special. Pitched it backwards to Amon-Ra, and then he looked over his shoulder, tossed it to Jared Goff. Never seen somebody look so unathletic other than Nick Foles catching a touchdown. Very awesome play, though.
And then from Tom Brady had was pretty bad, too.
Tom Brady did not score.
No. Oh yeah, you're right.
Tom Brady, it was just a first down. But I got to give my flowers to Kenneth Walker. Dude comes back from injury and has an insane game.
I fucking hate Jesse Winker.
Dude came back from injury and put up, what was his stat line? He had 80 yards, 3 touchdowns. Did you see the play when he rolled? Anzalone rolled him up. Kenneth Walker landed. Then he proceeded to do a front flip over Anzalone and run for extra yardage. Mm-hmm. So first of all, rewatched that play a few times because I was like, holy shit, that was amazing. His head hit the ground. He should have been down. It wouldn't have mattered. There was defensive holding, probably on Terrion Arnold. So it would have been a first down regardless, but an awesome play. Got to give him his flowers. Great game. But the Lions, man, just every offensive drive, it's like, we're going to score. Amon-Ra with an incredible catch in the end zone. J-Mo, 70-yard touchdown. Dunked to pay homage to Kelvin Johnson on Kelvin Johnson night. That was fucking awesome. Take the penalty, take the fine. That was great. What was my other point on this game? Oh, perfect time for a bye week. A little part of me hates that it's so early in the season, but we're banged up early. Frank Ragnow didn't play. Terrion Arnold's banged up. Carlton Davis got banged up last night. Sam Laporta's got an ankle thing. We got all these guys on IR, so hopefully this bye week rejuvenates us. I love 3-1 in the bye week. That's great. I mentioned earlier I had some points on Terrion Arnold. Based on my conversations in the workplace today, I found out that a lot of people are hating on Arnold. But if you go back and revisit like why Okudah was bad, it was because he was getting toasted and he had to commit penalties to make up for him getting toasted. Arnold's coverage is too good and he's getting penalties. In my personal opinion, a lot of them were ticky-tacky. But he's playing such good coverage that you can work on that and say, look, dude, when you got a guy here, don't grab him. Just put your hand in there. The hold, every time somebody runs a curl route on him and he feels like he's beat, he grabs. And that's going to be a hold every time. Just put your arm in there. If they complete a pass, it's fine. I think he's going to end up being great because his coverage is so good. And he's used to not having those calls because he was at Bama. He's got to adjust. He'll be fine. I am formally announcing that I am a Terrion Arnold believer and I will die for him until he gets me to a point of feeling like I felt for Okudah. If we get to that point, I'm no longer a believer. But right now, dude plays great coverage. The stats are there. He shut down Marvin Harrison in the second half of the Cardinals game. Sorry, I froze.
I was like, what? You can.
What did you think about this game?
It was electric and good catch. God, I fucking hate Jesse Winker.
Mets took the lead 3-2, by the way, guys.
Did you see Winker chirping Adames there?
I did not see the chirp. I was locked in on your reaction.
Yeah, it's bad. No, it was a fun game. I don't really have many thoughts. I wasn't really locked in on it. I watched it, but it wasn't like hard hitting stuff. J-Mo, fucking awesome. But
J-Mo, love to have him. 2 catches for 80 yards and a touchdown. What a stat line. Our schedule coming up though out of the bye scares me slightly. At the Cowboys, at the Vikings, got the Titans at home. Love it. Then you got to go at the Packers, at the Texans. Then you got Jags, Colts, Bears. I think that's a little tough stretch there. Cowboys and Vikings. I'm not scared of the Vikings, but I'm like, are they really good? Do they have a real test before us? The Packers were a real test, in my opinion, I will say. They passed that test. They got the Jets this week, and then they've got a bye, and then the Lions. So you got the Vikings coming off a loss. That might be kind of tough, but we shall see. Let's fly through Paige's picks. So last week, I killed it. I went 13-3, 8-1 in the 1 o'clock slate. No big deal. And then you and Paige both went 9-7. So our season to date, I closed the gap a little bit. You're 37-27. I am 33-31, and Paige is 25-39. She's even come back a little bit. So let's get these going here. Thursday, Bucks at Falcons.
Sorry, I was getting up there. Bucks and Falcons. Paige has the Falcons. I will take the Bucks.
Taking the Falcons. It's my lock, as well as I think this is a huge bounce back spot, and I think the Bucks aren't for real. I don't know how they beat the Lions. Jets at Vikings in London. I didn't know we had a London game this early, but that's exciting.
Not really exciting, but Paige is going to take the Vikings. I will also take the Vikings.
I'm on the Vikings as well. They're my lock as well. Ravens at the Bengals.
Paige is taking the Ravens. I will also take the Ravens.
I'm totally contradicting what I said earlier when I talked about my lock, but I'm going to take the Bengals apparently. Yeah, I've seen the Ravens lose. I guess I think part of me is rooting for the Bengals because I did bet them to make the playoffs at plus 150 after they went 0-3. So I've been rooting for that one for a while. So got to win these games. Colts at the Jags.
Paige is taking the Colts. I did go back and forth on this one. If Joe Flacco starts, I kind of like the Colts, but I'll take the Jags.
I honestly felt the exact same way as you, but I think I think the Colts start Anthony Richardson, he gets hurt again, and then Joe Flacco comes in and they'll already be behind. I'm taking the Jags. They're due for a win. Dolphins at the Pats.
Paige is taking the Patriots. I'm going to take the under. I guess I will take the Dolphins.
I could not take the Dolphins after what I witnessed on Monday night. Give me the Patriots. Browns at the Commanders.
Paige is on the Commanders. I am also on the Commanders.
Yeah, you got to ride out the Commanders till they lose at this point with the way that offense looked. Bills at the Texans.
Paige is taking the Texans. I'm going to take the Bills.
Taking the Bills as well. It's my lock. Panthers at the Bears.
Paige is on the Bears. I will take the Bears.
Taking the Bears as well. I think the Panthers start to really, really suck again.
Andy Dalton, second straight week, playing against former team.
Andy Dalton was never on the Bears, I thought.
Last year, I think, or 2 years ago. 90% sure of that one.
Okay. Raiders at the Broncos.
Paige is taking the Raiders. I will take the Broncos.
I'm on the Raiders. All this controversy just feels like one of those where it's like, how did the Raiders win this game? Give me the Raiders.
Yeah.
Cardinals at the Niners.
Paige says, LOL, I just want the Cardinals to win, but I bet the 49ers will. So I think she is taking the 49ers.
Yep.
I will take the 49ers.
I'm on the Niners.
The biggest spread of the week?
Yeah. Yep, it is.
Okay. Yeah, I'll keep the 49ers.
That just means they're going to lose. I want to flip. I'm not flipping. By the way, Dalton did play for the Bears 2021. Packers at the Rams.
Paige says, unfortunately, I'm a bet against the Rams, so she's taking the Packers. I'm taking the Packers and their team total over 27.5. Like I said, we probably get to 35 points. So,
part of me wanted to take the Rams so bad in this game just to root for you being wrong and being able to rip you apart. But I got to protect the record here. I'm trying to catch up to you. Give me the Packers. Giants at the Seahawks.
Gross. Paige is taking C. So she's on the Seahawks. I will also take the Seahawks.
Taking the Seahawks as well. They're still a good team. The Lions are just better. Don't give up on them yet. Cowboys at the Steelers.
Yeah, this spread makes zero sense to me. Steelers are 2.5 point favorites. I get the defense problems, but whatever. Paige is on the Cowboys. I'm also on the Cowboys.
Taking the Steelers here. I just look at what happened to the Giants or the Cowboys last week playing at the Giants, who are a worse team than the Steelers. I think the Steelers win this game outright.
I mean, if Russ, like I said, if Russ plays,
I honestly have less. Can I question? Can I say Steelers if Fields starts, but then if Russ starts, I take the Cowboys? Can I do that?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So you guys heard it first. If Russ is starting, I'm taking the Cowboys. If Fields starts, I'm taking the Steelers. All right, cool. Yeah. Last game, Saints at the Chiefs.
Monday night, Paige is taking the Chiefs. I am also taking the Chiefs.
I'm on the Chiefs as well. That's an easy one. Survivor, by the way, I got eliminated. I had the Jets. They lost outright. So you and Paige are going at it for Survivor.
Yeah, Paige is going to take the Colts against, who did we say they're against?
Colts are playing the
Jags.
Congratulations, Austin.
I'm going to take the Packers. I think this week is kind of gross. There feels like a lot of toss-up games. So
they mostly are. When you only have one 7-point favorite, you got some toss-ups in there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that wraps us up unless you have anything else. Do you not have anything else?
You froze there for a second. What were you saying?
I said that wraps us up unless you have anything else.
No, go Brewers, fuck Jesse Winker, and yeah.
Yep.
Playoff baseball.
And, when was this, by the way? We'll talk after. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go Tigers. Have a great weekend. Let's hit some tanks, adore some Tuddies. Hopefully you'll adore some Tuddies from the Tigers and the Lions. We'll see you next week.
And the Brewers. Peace.